Southwest Florida. Welcome to Lee Pitts Live. So excited to have a community leader here. She's a city councilwoman for the city of Fort Myers, Ward 1. She's also running for re-election. I'd like to welcome candidate Teresa Watkins Brown. Welcome to Lee Pitts Live. Welcome to Lee Pitts Live.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
It's always good to get you here, councilwoman. I have had you on the show numerous times, but I've never seen you in your, I guess that's the official something jacket.
Yeah, this is the official City of Fort Myers jacket.
Well, we're so glad that you took time out to come here because there's so much going on during your campaign. We had Ian, and you kind of caught the tail end of the pandemic as well. Like two things that two things that happen in society that probably happen once every 100 years.
Right. Yeah, it's been a little rough, trying to maneuver through the pandemic, and now we've had a horrific hurricane to come upon our city. But for me, I never stopped working, so I can say the people know that I'm out there and working for them and doing things for them.
Now, certainly as it relates to Ian now, which is in high priority, pandemic sort of weaned down, the fact that you have experience already, I think you were running for your third term?
This will be the fourth.
Fourth? Okay. I keep getting that wrong, but that experience that you have had as a sitting city council person, do you see that as being very critical right now in times like these?
Yes, because you need to know what resources are out there, what people you can reach out to get help for your city, and that's what's been going on with me. I've had senators, I've had state representatives, I even had President Biden's government affairs office. So a lot of people here, and the first thing they want to do when they hear of things happening is who in the city they can reach out to be able to get resources down and to be able to make sure that the communities are getting what they need.
Well, let's go to Ian. When Ian hit, I guess about a week before Ian actually got here, tell us what was going on behind the scenes as it relates to the city and prep for the possibility, because we thought it was going up to Tampa.
Well, the thing is that the community needs to know is that a city is always preparing for a disaster.
Really?
So this is not something that we just start once the hurricane just hit us. Our fire department, our FMPD, we're always connected with the EOC, thinking about what happens if something like this happened to your community. So months and months out before a hurricane comes, we go out and we assess all of our facilities to try to make sure our pumps are working, that we're going to be able to provide water. We clean all our ditches out to make sure that the water is able to flow through the ditches and everything easily. And so we're constantly checking, making sure that our facilities are up and running, that all of our first responders know what their duties are and how they're going to respond once a catastrophic thing like Ian hits, what they're going to do.
And a lot of time when we hear about new buildings being constructed or hardened, we're gonna, when we do our reconstruction or renovation of the Stars complex or what have we, we're gonna make it a hurricane shelter proof and those types of things. You can expound on that, or certain schools for hurricane. All that is in preparation all the time. When we read these things, right, we just kind of glance over it, but it's that thing that you're talking about, right?
Right, and one of the things the city of Fort Myers realized years ago is that we don't have a storm shelter in our community. So that was the purpose of the rebuilding out of the Stars complex, to be able to build something so that people would be able to go to. Mm-hmm. And yes, we're utilizing Dunbar High School, but we really want to provide our own particular shelter for the community.
When you are moving around now, walking around in the community, what are you noticing? What are you feeling about the progress of the hurricane recovery as it relates to the city of Fort Myers? Because we're at that point now.
Well, you know, I will say that once the hurricane hit, you know, people have to realize we have to go out and assess damages, assess the things that have happened. So the first idea is that I'm not getting what I need, I'm being neglected. But we have to be patient and understand it's a whole lot of people that are feeling the things that you're feeling. I still don't have electricity at my home. So you have to be.
And this is October 7th, people.
And,
go ahead.
Right. And so, you know, you have to be kind of patient and wait and, you know that help is coming, but we have to assess to find out what is needed with the help. So once they assess the damages, assess what was going on, then we were able to put into action all of the things that you see going on now, picking up the debris and all of the areas which you can go out and see how tremendous the amounts of trees that were down and all of that. That's going to take a long time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, that you're going to be able to walk out your door and see all of the tree limbs and all gone. But we're steadily working. You have all kind of trucks and all kind of organizations that are down here that assist them with the cleanup.
It's just an amazing thing to see how all of these trucks and all these repair people and plumbers and lighting and everything just merged onto the city, Lee County, but that was all pre-planned as well in case of an emergency, right?
Yes, yes.
The your phone, your text messages, your emails, what's more frequent you're hearing there?
Well, there was a lot of areas that was without lights and water, and we knew that some of our pumps and some of our plants was experiencing problems. So we were able to get generators in to try to make sure that we got the level of water that was needed for some of the areas. So we admit that we did have some problems with our waters, and we're still trying to clear all of that up, but we do have a handle on it. And you will hear, you know, from the city manager and the rest of staff in your other interviews how we've gone about actually bringing the water situation up. A lot of people are complaining about water pressure.
I see.
And some people are having to boil water in order to make sure that it's safe.
Oh.
But that's a normal procedure once the level of water get down pretty low.
What is your hope? And optimistically here on October 7th that you think the water will be pretty much everybody have adequate water?
Right now, we've assessed our damages in the city by 86%, and we're looking at, with businesses, total damage over 200 and some million. As far as our residents, damage 303 million. This is just in the city of Fort Myers.
What is that like when we name those numbers? We saw the president here, we saw the governor, all these different people here, all these public, local, state, and federal people. That money, FEMA, that type money, it will work its way into the city of Fort Myers. And how does that work?
What people don't understand is that we as a city will have to put the money out. And I'm saying we've accessed damages. With that, people will report their damages to FEMA to get, you know, reimbursed for whatever damage of their business, whatever damage of their home.
Mm-hmm.
But for what we're doing as a city in picking up debris and some of the supplies and stuff that we might be providing to the community, we have to pay that up front and then get it back from FEMA later.
I see. Do we, the city of Fort Myers, have some type of slush fund or some kind of disaster relief money that's always being put aside for a rainy day?
We don't call it a slush fund, but we have reserves.
Okay.
And that's why, as a city, you always want to keep at least 6 months or whatever of reserves in order to be able to continue to run your city. So we would go into our reserves to use that money in order to get through this process of Ian, and then we will apply back to FEMA to get reimbursed.
What do you say to somebody who may say, I'm disenfranchised, I'm poor, I'm not important, I don't have all this fanciness, they're gonna overlook me because I'm not important, like say McGregor Boulevard and those types of things. I'm in Dunbar, I'm in East Fort Myers, they're not looking at us like they would do everybody else. What do you have to say to them to assure them that that's not the case?
You know, I just get out in the ward and I try to help everybody in the ward and even in the city. So I would say call and talk to your council person. If you're in need of something or something is not going right, call us and let us know. We're not on every corner. We're not in every inch of every community. So even though I rode around right after the storm, there might have been things that I didn't see that you might have a need for. So instead of saying you're not getting it, call us and let us know what you need.
Where were you when the storm took place? Were you like hunkered down at home?
I was hunkered down at home praying and singing hymns to myself, asking the Lord to protect my home and my daughter and myself. And it was scary. It really was scary. So, you know, I am not unlike any other citizen in this city. So we've all gone through something, and if the Dunbar community has felt that we have not reached out enough to providing their needs, I'm saying to you, please call us and please let us know what you need, because we truly want to make sure that every citizen in this city know that we are trying to do what's best for everybody.
Is the city paralyzed by in other words, the normal course of business of the city? Staff working, people coming on their jobs. I saw you in a city council meeting saying, hey, let's give people at least a week or so to not have to come to work if their housing condition or their living condition, their mental state or what have we. Give them time to wind down, but it didn't seem like that was something that the city was interested in doing. What about that?
I was kind of disappointed in a way, because it wasn't that I wanted for the city manager to just say everybody just off to Monday. But I know that some people are not going to say I'm really needing to be home to see my family. And I'm talking about those first responder people that are out there working every day and can't take a break because they're on the front line. So I just wanted the compassion to be given to them to be able to take care of their home, maybe stagger them, you know, let this person be off a couple of days, this person be off a couple of days, in order for them to be able to take care of their family and their home and come back and be refreshed again, to know now I feel good that I've settled my family. I am more energized now to go out and help everybody else.
I see.
Because, I mean, you have to admit, if everything is disarray at your place, it's hard for you to concentrate and think about everything else that you have out there if you know your own is in need and there's nothing you can do to help them.
Let's go back to the money. You said that after you do your assessment, the damages and things of that nature, the city puts that money up front, takes care of things, gets them reimbursed from the feds, FEMA. The normal course of the city's budget, like before the hurricane hit, you guys were doing your budget for the city. the city's, that money is not the money that is being spent up front,
No,
right?
we're talking about reserve.
Reserve, so the city is still functioning as a normal concern.
Right. Everything that we budgeted for October for this 2023 cycle budget is set. But we would go out off of the reserves that we have.
Now, I've been reading, and I can't keep up on everything, but from what I've read so far, doesn't appear that there were any deaths reported so far at this date, October 7th, in the city of Fort Myers as a result of Hurricane Ian. Can you validate that as well?
I have not heard of any deaths for the city of Fort Myers.
So when one looks at that, one can say that to a certain degree that the city of Fort Myers got off lucky.
Well, I don't deal in luck, but I would say that, you know, all of the citizens of the city of Fort Myers was blessed. Because, you know, we're not in control of a hurricane, you know. So I would say that, you know, God, even in the midst of everything that is going on with us, God showed favor and blessed us in that sense. Because, you know, if you're alive, you can replace the things that you might have lost.
If you're re-elected, you'll go into office, be re-elected November the 8th. You, on your desk, be hurricane relief, recovery from Ian. What is your hope that how the city will come out of the recovery process? You feel optimistic, pessimistic, or you just sort of wait and see things?
Well, I know it's going to take time, and that's what I hope everybody will understand. I know we're going to come through it, and it's going to be a long haul probably of you know, getting everybody back settled. And, you know, when people have lost the things that they've lost, we got to be compassionate enough to help them. And I did say I was concerned about Dunbar not getting some of the things that they were receiving, as far as making sure not only was debris picked up, but they were getting water supplies, ice, and all of those necessary things that a community may need after a hurricane. But help came, and I have to thank Senator Rayner, not Senator Rayner, House Representative Rayner, Michelle Rayner, House Representative Jenna Persons Mullica, and so many, Yvonne Henson, State Senator, everybody that started to call and send things down to assist the Dunbar community. So this was people calling and saying, what does the Dunbar community need? I want to assist the Dunbar community.
I even saw on the news where the city of Miramar on the other side of the state is focusing on sending supplies to the Dunbar community. I don't know if you saw that yet.
No,
Yeah.
but the
You
mayor
have
of
some
Miramar
okay.
reached out to me, Wayne Messam. We work together a lot with the Florida Black Caucus of local elected officials. So he did reach out.
Yeah, it's on the news.
To see how Fort Myers was doing, as well as so many other people have reached out.
Is that the whole reaching out, all locally and outside of the area, people working together? Is that inspiring for you? Are you happy the way you see community coming together?
Yeah, I mean, I can't even name all of the people that really reached out to me saying, we're here, what can we do for the city of Fort Myers? How can we help you?
And I've been seeing you actually having hot food get-togethers. I think even in this park right here where people can come out and eat.
Yes.
Where does that food come from right there?
Well, again, House Representative Michelle Rayner came down with a truck filled with supplies of diapers and wipes and water and all kind of supplies to give away to the community. She reached out. She not only came here to this particular area, but she went to the Stars as well as the Harlem Heights.
Okay.
With the truckload of things.
This area here where we're sitting, Clemente Park, the vision for this area, once you get on the other side of Ian and all of that, is to one day have a big cultural center here. You have been a spearhead behind it. I can't let you leave without talking about what's the current state of the building a new cultural center here.
Well, right now we're still in the planning stage, and we're going to have this is thanks to House Representative Jenna Persons Mullica, a playground that looks like the one that we hope is not too damaged at Centennial Park. She was able to get $1 million to place a playground here at Roberto Clemente Park, which will be underway very soon after we get around Ian. So we want to thank her for what she's done for this park, as well as everyone else that has chipped in to assist us with all of the cleanup that we have.
Well, I know you got a lot on your agenda. Appreciate you coming by here, stopping and keeping us updated. Of course, these updates are going to be going on at least the next 3 years or so, because Hurricane Ian will still be recovering. I want you to know that certainly if you're re-elected, and I know even if you're not re-elected, you're still going to be concerned about the city.
Oh yeah,
right,
always.
So welcome to keep Lee Pitts Live and just keep the community updated.
Yes, and I just want the community to know.
Go right there.
Reach out to me.
No, go right there. Go right there.
Okay, reach out to me. You can call me on my cell 239-839-2114, and if you have a need, please let me know of that need, and I will make sure you get to the right person. Thank you so much.
Well, you heard it right there. Stay right there, Councilwoman. So we're going to keep you updated. Lee Pitts Live will be Hurricane Central. We'll work that into our normal programming. Check us out on the radio. Check us out on Wink, on CBS, on CW. We're just going to get up close and personal with our community leaders to let us know what's going on. So remember, for those who say it can't be done, it is usually interrupted by those like Teresa Watkins Brown who are doing it. And Miami may have the oranges, and Fort Myers still got the
juice.
Still got the juice. We'll be right back with Michelle Hilton Terry, the executive director, who's doing a yeoman's job for the city of Fort Myers redevelopment. We'll be right back.
Thank you.